Hello, everyone. Welcome back for another episode. Today, we'll be going over NCAA football or college football. Really, just the same thing. But the AP poll, AP Top 25 rankings were just released today. So I figured I'd go over those today and discuss my thoughts on them. So, if you guys don't know, there's now at this point there will be an Olympic video and a MLB video out already. All these are just of me, as we do not have Serbinsky or Sam available at the time being. However, it seems as though the long-awaited return of Serbinsky will be tomorrow, as at the time being, me and Serbinsky plan on doing an NBA off-season video tomorrow on the winners and losers of this off-season so far. I'll be including the draft class, the free agent moves, the trades that they've made, all that jazz. So we will be going over that. But today I will be just doing the NCAA Top 25. Now, as for the Week 1 matchups, we'll be doing the Week 1 matchups pretty much probably when the Week 0 matchups are going, because we're not going to do predictions for those. We will be doing predictions for Week 1. And on week 1, I have a system for how me and Sam, or whoever is going to be doing it that week, will be how we will be doing it, what we'll be doing, and like the records and how I'll be keeping track of everything for NCAA football. I do have a fun way of keeping track, so it'll be fun. It'll be fun for sure. So for the top 25, however, we have Alabama staying at number 1. Ooh, shocker there. Alabama, the clear number 1 team. Obviously, unbelievably talented, defending champs this year after beating Ohio State last year. Uh, I don't see if it'll be very difficult for, I think, anyone to dethrone the Crimson Tide this year. Oklahoma sitting at number 2. A little surprised to see the Sooners at number 2 over number 3 Clemson. Maybe that's because Oklahoma has now joined the SEC with Texas. That is a whole discussion for another date. I guess I'll talk about that at the very end, actually. But Oklahoma sitting at number 2, just ahead of the Clemson Tigers. A little surprised by that. I thought Clemson would get the edge over Oklahoma. Instead, it's the opposite way. Still, Oklahoma, very solid team, very good team. Spencer Rattler coming back for Oklahoma. So definitely something to look at there. Clemson sitting at number 3. Obviously, Clemson, another dangerous team. They will be a force to be reckoned with this year. Obviously, well coached. Dabo Sweeney, very smart over there. Clemson definitely will be a championship contender this year. Ohio State at number 4. Now, this one kind of caught me off guard because the Buckeyes don't really have a quarterback right now. Now, they do have some high prospects in there at quarterback, and they're all competing, but they don't have a for sure quarterback, which kind of makes me doubt the Buckeyes. Now, I'm a Michigan fan, so I guess that opinion is a little biased, but I don't think anyone can really deny that when the team is lacking a starter this close to the year, that it's a little nerve wracking that the guys are that close. Now, it could be really good or it could be really bad. Now, you don't really know that, but definitely something to look at there with the QB question marks for the Buckeyes. Number 5 is Georgia, who has their own interesting QB situation. Right now, JT Daniels, transfer from USC, is still the leading quarterback, I think, for Georgia. That'll be a very fun week 1 game, Clemson and Georgia. I am very, very excited for that. I really hope I have that day off because I do want to see that game. I don't know if I'll have that day off. Hopefully I will, but Georgia Clemson will be definitely a very, very close game. It'll be very fun to watch. Number 6 is Texas A&M. Now, the Aggies obviously have a big coach of their own. So, the Texas A&M is a very good team. I don't care for their new logo. That is ugly. But Texas A&M definitely a solid overall team. They're a force to be. They'll be a force to be reckoned with. They're pretty. They're a solid overall team. I don't think they're anywhere near as good as Bama, which is the problem for the SEC. But A&M definitely a very good team. Number 7 is Iowa State. This is highly overrated. Brock Purdy's a good quarterback. Matt Campbell is a solid coach. Don't get me wrong. Iowa State is not the number 7 team in the country. They're not that good. They're a good team. Don't get me wrong. They're not as good as They're not as good as number 7 in the country. And the same goes for Cincinnati at number 8. Both of these teams are highly overrated. I don't have much faith in Iowa State to do anything, especially with Oklahoma and Texas still in the Big 12. And Cincinnati, they're in a small conference. They always win a million games. And, I mean, they're going to play Notre Dame this year, who is the next team on the list. But they're okay. They're not that great of a team. I expect Notre Dame to smoke them. So, speaking of Notre Dame at number 9, they're not a great team, I would say, but I'd say number 9 is maybe a little high for Notre Dame. They'll finish probably around where they are right now just because of their name, but Notre Dame, decent team, I guess I would say. Not bad at all. North Carolina, number 10 in the country to start off in the preseason here. North Carolina is a very good team. They have Sam Howell, very good quarterback. They have some other solid players. Mac Brown is turning that entire program around. So North Carolina is definitely somebody to be looking at right now. Oregon at number 11. Oregon does have a very, very good defensive end, and he has already been tearing it up down over there with the Ducks. But the rest, I mean, Oregon's going to be a good team, I would think. So I guess 11 is a solid ranking for them. Wisconsin, I know I'm a Michigan fan, but this is incredibly overrated. Wisconsin is an okay team at most. I mean, they have Graham Mertz. Okay, their quarterback is very good. And they tend to have a good offensive line. They tend to have a decent running back, but I don't know about number 12 in the country. Florida ranked at number 13. Florida always has a very, very good team. Obviously, a big name as well. So they're definitely going to be good. You got Miami, Florida sitting there, a rival of Florida, Miami, Florida, sitting there at number 14. This is overrated. Miami, Florida does have De'Aaron King, who's really good, but 14 is a little high, I think, to me. We saw Miami, Florida with De'Aaron King last year, and it didn't really go that well, per se. I mean, they were decent, but... And also, De'Aaron King tore his ACL last year in the bowl game. So, A, you don't know if he's going to play right off the bat, and B, you don't even know if he'll be the same player. So, I mean, you want to be nice to a big program like Miami, Florida, I guess, whatever. USC at number 15, this is overrated again. USC is not that good. It's a name ranking. That's what it is. USC. I mean, they got some good players in the offseason. Everyone always hypes up USC and Texas, and yes, us, and we tend to fail all the time. But USC, Texas, and Michigan as well. We always end up getting really hyped up. Everyone's saying, "Oh, we're gonna have a great season. We're gonna be really good. We're gonna have a great season overall. We might compete for a championship." And then they just tank, and then they just do nothing. I see the exact same thing happening again for USC. They might have a decent season. I don't know if they'll be ranked though, but they're number 15 to start off, so whatever. LSU at number 16. This is another name ranking, but LSU has some decent players that really struggled last year. So LSU, I don't know how good they actually really are, but they're ranked number 16. Indiana's always a unique team. This year, they're ranked number 17 in the country. With Michael Penix on this team, if he comes back healthy, I think Indiana is definitely a scary team. Uh, Next team on the list is number 18, Iowa. Iowa always has a really good team. They always have guys. I mean, normally Iowa does not have a standout player who just terrorizes people. I mean, they might have some guys that go in the first round, but Iowa never really tends to have a player who stands out from the rest. I mean, if you guys remember when we talked about the Michigan men's basketball team last year, there really wasn't a guy on that team that stood out because and really an injury hurt the rest of the team. The Michigan men's team, they competed as a group. As a group, they were great. As a group, they were unbelievable. But by themselves, they were a okay player. They weren't exactly a standout athlete. And that's exactly what I see this Iowa football team as every single year. They tend to have some decent players, some guys that just end up stepping up, but no one really ever stands out and is unbelievable. I mean, they'll have some nice first round talents, but never really anything that is like unbelievable or something like that. But Iowa, ranked number 18, they always tend to be in the bottom half of the top 25, so this is always a fair ranking for Iowa. Penn State ranked number 19. This one mind boggles me because Penn State was horrible last year, and they don't really have those guys back. So I don't know. Penn State always is another big time name, so maybe they can put something together. But I don't know about the Nittany Lions. It's definitely something to look at. Washington ranked number 20. Um, Washington, I don't know how good the Huskies are. I know nothing about Washington. All I know is that Michigan's playing them, and I don't really see Washington beating us. But Washington ranked number 20 in the AP poll. Uh, I don't know anything about the Huskies. I just know that Michigan will beat them, hopefully. I'm hoping big time. Texas at number 21. Texas is obviously a big name. As I say, they always get hyped up, and everyone says, "Oh, they'll be great," and then they just and then they just bomb. Uh, Texas might be decent this year. Obviously, new head coach and Steve Sarkisian, offensive coordinator from Alabama, which Alabama's new offensive coordinator now is Bill O'Brien. And Doug Marrone is their offensive line coach. So a lot of NFL experience on Alabama's coaching staff. Another reason why Alabama is going to be devastating again this year. But Texas definitely a scary team. Texas definitely will be a decent team. I don't really know if they will be a great team, but they'll definitely be good for sure. Coastal Carolina ranked number 22. Coastal Carolina had a breakout year last year, was really incredible, and I believe they knocked off Liberty last year. I believe they did in the bowl game. I cannot remember. But Coastal Carolina was very good last year. Had an outstanding season, and as a result, get ranked number 22 in the preseason poll of the next year. So, well done, Coastal Carolina. I don't think you'll stay there long. UL Lafayette, or I think they're just called Louisiana at this point, ranked number 23. Louisiana, UL Lafayette, whatever you want to say, their first game actually is against Texas at number 21. So I don't have much faith that UL Lafayette, Louisiana will beat Texas. They probably won't. But again, they had a really good season last year as well. Get some low top 25 ranking. Utah at number 24. I don't really know much about Utah other than the fact that they always have a good defense and no offense to speak of. So Utah will be a team to look at. I guess I don't know anything about the Utah Utes, but I mean they're ranked number 24 on here, so there's that. Arizona State ranked number 25 on this list. Now I don't really know much about Arizona State. I believe their quarterback is still around. Sorbansky would know more about the Sun Devils than I do, but Arizona State on here at number 25. And then as for votes, it's kind of cut off, but no one really cares about teams getting votes. But that's the top 25. With Oklahoma State, Ole Miss, TCU, Liberty, Auburn, NC State, Michigan, Northwestern, Nevada, Boise State, Ball State, BYU, UCF, Houston, Boston College, West Virginia, Army, UCLA, and UAB, all receiving votes. Oklahoma State and Ole Miss with the most at 107 and 106. So that is it for today. So that'll be it for this college football episode. The next college football episode will be a preview of week 1. As I said, we will not be doing a preview of week 0, unless we actually have time. I doubt we will. But if we end up having time, maybe we'll do a preview of like the 5-6 games we have week 0. I believe Illinois and Nebraska is like the only big game that week. But other than that, that'll be it for me. I almost said us, but it's only me today. That'll be it for me. And that is it for all the episodes of today. They'll all be uploading soon. I actually have not even started uploading the Olympic one. They'll all be uploading throughout the day, though, so you'll see everything. The MLB ones, the Olympic, the MLB video, and the Olympic video will already be out by this point. And tomorrow we'll be doing our NBA episode. I don't know who's recording that. It might be me, but we will see you guys next time. Other than that, I will see you tomorrow. Adios, everybody.